Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to another episode, the first episode in season 2. Buong ay everybody. Today I have a guest that I really wanted to put on this podcast for some time now. But for this season, I want to go a little food related, like we were talking, and I have like Joshua of Hofi Cas Cora. How's it going, man?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
Thanks for having me.
No, it was a pleasure of mine.
I always enjoy listening to the podcast. So
Thank you, man.
now,
Thank
I'm,
you.
now I'm here.
Boom.
Yeah.
First episode. That's nice, man. That's nice. How has it been?
Good.
Yeah?
I mean, the year started off pretty good already. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of work, a lot of projects we're doing. So
A lot of
going good.
projects coming up and everything
yeah,
like that.
just also just farm related.
Yeah.
Working on a few things in the marketplace or like a shop that we have.
Yeah.
The restaurant's going good. So
Sure. Nice.
Yeah.
So you guys know Joshua has the Hofi Cas Cora, the farm. But before we get into that, let's talk a little more about how everything started. So I want to go like, were you born here? Were you born somewhere else?
yeah, I was born here, raised here, and yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. Born and raised.
Cool. Where did you go to school? Like after like maybe basisschool, peuter, kleuter, maar afterwards study-wise.
So just from curaçao, I went to Albert Schweitzer,
Yeah.
then to international school, and then I went for my study. I went to Florida to Full Sail University,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where I did my study. After that, moved to Holland, did international business,
Shit.
and
Yeah.
yeah.
What,
that was
what did you study in the States?
that was recording arts.
Recording arts. Or what does?
It's basically anything to do with the studio, recording, movies,
Shit.
just the whole audio aspect of
Yeah.
it. So, yeah.
So you know what's up with editing and all
Yeah,
that
yeah,
shit?
yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that's that was my passion back then, still is, but yeah, things have changed.
We all like the VA from our
Yeah.
passion that we have.
Yeah, yeah.
So after moving to Holland, when you were in Holland, how many years did you like stay there and then come back to the island?
That was about 7 years. We stayed in Holland,
Yeah.
did the study, hung out a bit,
Chill.
enjoyed Amsterdam life.
Yeah.
And yeah, we got an opportunity to come back. And once we saw that opportunity, we were like, yeah, we have to do this.
Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, shit, dope.
Yeah.
So when you guys came back, what did you guys do when you guys came back to the island?
So in the beginning, we weren't really sure if we were ever going to come back because it's like, all right, there's a lot of opportunities in Europe and just see how that goes. But then we came back on vacation once and family had bought a property and it was a farming property and we just saw an opportunity for like, yeah, let's go try to set something up there. I mean, it's,
Dope,
it's pretty
dope.
cool.
Yeah. So were you always into farming or into like the aspect of like farming? Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't know. I didn't think I was. It was not in my like vision of my path in life. It wasn't there. But it slowly showed up in my life, and now it's become my passion. Like
Your whole life, exactly.
yeah, and like I just learned everything from scratch.
Mm-hmm.
Followed a few courses online, and just plant the seed, watch it grow, and the whole aspect of harvesting that, and it's just a good feeling. So.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
But at what year did you guys come back to the island and start with the whole process of like
It was
farming?
2014 we moved back, and that was just getting everything set up.
Yeah.
We wanted to open up a restaurant to showcase the farming, but then we had to do farming first.
Yeah.
So we started farming, just going to like little markets, selling our produce, building a little bit of the hype, and then when we opened our restaurant, people started coming and.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. So how difficult was the process of starting from scratch to being like where you guys are right now?
It was a lot of trial and error.
Yeah.
So just we started very old school because we hired someone and he's a very old school farmer,
Yeah.
so just learning from him was good just to gain the knowledge.
Yeah, exactly.
But then as we were going, you start reading, you start finding out new methods and modern ways to farm. And
Exactly.
so I started implementing all those together with him. And then, I started just
Going from there.
going from there.
No, nice. So in this whole let's say farming industry,
Hmm.
is it difficult to become become a farmer or in the scale that you guys are right now?
Yeah, we're still pretty small if you compare with like big farms and stuff, but it shouldn't be too hard. But Curaçao has its issues with water and land and all these things,
Yeah.
which makes it more difficult for people.
Yeah.
But the whole process of farming, I mean, I learned it. I'm pretty sure anybody can learn it. It's just if you have some passion for it, you just
Yeah.
go for it. And
Yeah,
you're gonna
just-
fail a few times. You're gonna lose a whole field of crops, maybe, and then you just try again.
Yeah. About losing a whole field of crops. How heartbreaking is that, man?
It's depending on when you lose it, because like certain plants grow for 3 months, and
Yeah.
then you can start harvesting. Certain ones grow for 1 month. The ones that are like 3 months down the line, and you've been taking care of them, and then all of a sudden some pest comes and wipes it all out, and
Yeah, man. How many times did that happen?
in the beginning, quite a lot, because obviously I didn't know,
Yeah.
I didn't have the knowledge. We planned our farm to be an organic farm,
Yeah.
and in the beginning, I thought organic meant like I'm not gonna spray
Nothing,
nothing.
yeah.
I'm just gonna leave it how it is and all that. But learning from other farmers, there's different ways to tackle the pests,
Okay.
and just methods to like help you prevent
Yeah,
losing your
losing
crops.
Yeah, nice. But being in this like whole wait a second. Let me rephrase that. Let me ask this first. How patient do you need to be to farm? Because I tried farm like one thing once and it was like, no, I can't.
Yeah.
The patient is like, or you gotta treat it really good.
Yeah, so it is a lot of patience.
Yeah.
Like you need to really keep calm and like yes, things take time to grow. So
Yeah.
I think harvesting too early, done it before, and then you're like, oh, the plant doesn't grow as well anymore.
Yeah.
So let's say with like kale or something, like the leaves will need to grow to a certain size before you can start harvesting. But
Gotcha.
you see it and you're like, oh,
Like,
I want it. I want it. So. And then the plant doesn't thrive as much. So patience is pretty key in farming because you have to let nature do its course
True.
and
Yeah.
just wait until you can harvest.
Yeah.
Hope everything goes well.
For sure.
Take care of the soil. Make sure that that's healthy.
Yeah, but there's one thing that I read. It's like you can't. I would say you can't farm or put in a plant where you already harvest. So you gotta let the earth like breathe before you can really
Yeah.
harvest something.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that's in a sense when they're doing like big scale farming and like monocropping fields.
Okay.
Like they keep planting the same crop over and over, so they have to give it some rest.
Okay.
But what we do, or the methods that we found out about, are it's called crop rotation.
Okay.
And then you have 4 different aspects, and each different vegetable takes and gives back to the soil.
Okay.
So let's say string beans give the soil a lot of nitrogen.
Yeah.
Certain other crops take out a lot of nitrogen.
Okay.
So then you're just rotating. Okay, this soil needs more nitrogen. We'll plant beans. After the beans, we'll plant potatoes, and just keep rotating. Because then you keep a balance and make sure that the soil stays fertile. So like whenever you plant, will keep growing. Because if you keep planting the same thing, let's say I keep planting something that takes a lot of nitrogen out.
Yeah.
At a certain point, when I plant again, it won't grow.
Yeah. Okay. Shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And that's
That's a-
also like with the whole dealing with pests. Like if you keep rotating your crops, you're kind of confusing the pests because certain pests only like this type of crop.
Gotcha.
But if I plant that crop in the beginning and I plant it all the way at the end,
Yeah.
then once that one gets taken out and there's pests there,
Yeah.
the ones in the back are fine because they're like still looking over here and
Gotcha.
then just making a little confusing moment for the pests.
No, nice.
Yeah.
So how many produce are you guys like planting at the moment?
I don't know the exact amount, but I would assume like 15 different crops. So what we do is a small scale organic farming,
Yeah.
and we try to diversify in just different things because we're not selling directly to the supermarkets. We're selling more to consumers and restaurants. So we do maybe 2 or 3 rows, 4 rows of one crop instead of doing
Like
20.
the whole field. Yeah.
Yeah. So then we'll have less of a crop for like a supermarket, but we'll have enough for our own shop, for a restaurant, for other restaurants. And we can also focus on different crops because the supermarket crops are specific because they're not importing certain ones because of the law. So a lot of people will plant those.
Gotcha.
But like for us, we plant beets. I'm not going to sell beets to the supermarket because they import them already.
Exactly. Yeah.
But the beets that I grow, the restaurants love them. The clients love them because they're just so fresh. They have the leaves on them.
Yeah. Nice.
You can just see a bit of the dirt still on it, like unless we clean them. But
A little raw.
Yeah.
No, nice. No, but how is in the way of selling your produce to restaurants and everything? Does that for the restaurants? Do they ask for consistency, or is it just whatever you guys plant, you guys can like sell to them and stuff like
so
that?
that's still a bit tricky because we try to be consistent in our crops, but like we're only right now a 2-man team. So me and my wife, like we're waking up early, farming, 10 o'clock opening the shop,
Yeah, I can imagine.
working in the shop, late afternoon working on the farm again. So like we're trying to keep consistency, but sometimes machines break, sometimes things happen.
Yeah,
But for restaurants, it's quite important because they want to support you. But if you can't deliver every week, then then that's it. But there are certain restaurants that will just shoot out a message beginning of the week, say, look, this is what we have. If you need any of this, let us know. We'll bring it right away.
cool.
So those restaurants, we appreciate that because we're still learning as well. I mean, we've been busy almost 6-7 years now, I think. And we're still not there 100%.
Gotcha.
We're still learning. So
No, nice.
once we get that formula down, then we can approach more restaurants, do more things. So.
Yeah. That's dope. But is it also a thing that some of the chefs on the island already know, but a lot of people don't know because they think that because a lot of things are imported, they think everything grows yearly, the whole year round. So that's a thing that I think a lot of people need to know too, that not everything keeps on growing the whole year round.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but also just like local crops. Like, curaçao is pretty hot all year round, so we can't grow certain crops, but we can grow quite a lot.
Yeah.
So just to get used to, like, have chefs get used to what's available on curaçao instead of going for that, I don't know, strawberry that we can never grow here, but like go for like a mango when it's mango season or like
tamarind when it's tamarind season.
Yeah.
I get it. And for the whole restaurant thing, how did it all started and why did you guys actually come up with the idea? Because you told me that you guys had a plan already to open up the restaurant, but is it also a part of the farm to maybe if something didn't go that fast, you guys can still use it into something delicious?
Yeah, so that's the whole idea we had behind the restaurant, was to also just showcase to people what you can do with different local crops. Put them in dishes, and then they experience it, and then they end up buying it by us, hopefully. But that's pretty much how it is.
And like starting up the market, you guys started it in last year, right? Last year,
Yeah.
right in the epidemic. Like, how did it all?
Yeah, the
like,
pandemic.
the pandemic,
Yeah.
epidemic.
No, we opened literally, I think it was just in the lockdown. So like it was full lockdown. People weren't allowed to leave their house. Like they could go to the supermarket, they
Yeah.
could go to things. So our restaurant was shut down because restaurants weren't allowed to be open.
Exactly.
And then we're thinking, but we're almost ready with the shop, but we're not 100% there yet.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of crops, so we're just going to open up the market spot.
Yeah.
And hopefully people will start coming. And
People did.
yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
because it's an essential business. So we're selling food,
Exactly.
not like sandwiches and stuff, but like actual crops and stuff. So people are allowed to, instead of go to the supermarket, they could come to us, buy crops. And that kind of also kept us afloat because the farm, it makes money to run itself and a little extra, but the restaurant really is,
Give you like,
it gives you a bit of peace of mind at the end of the month.
Yeah. And now when it was completely locked down, everything was, and at that time, no restaurant were ordering nothing too. So it was like,
We had to, we even started delivering vegetable boxes, doing all these, trying to like figure out ways to how to like get
coming
this
up
to
with
people.
something, No, you have to, especially in these times, you got to improvise to make it happen. I get it. So the events that you guys put every time, and let's before I get into that, like the vegan trend, how is it? How big is it? Like the whole vegan community and everything.
I think it's pretty big. I mean, I'm not 100% in it, but like I know, I know about it, and our restaurant, because it's a farm to table and because we work with fresh produce, it becomes a bit of it gives it the name of a healthy spot and also vegetables. So
Exactly.
Vegan, we have vegan items on our menu. We have a little bit of everything, and the vegan event, like I think you were going to mention just now, that's run by Vegan Curaçao Events.
Yeah, okay.
So it's a company, they just use our location.
Okay.
We keep the bar, we sell our food and everything, and just a lot of people show up.
Yeah,
Not specifically vegans only, but everybody, just because people want to eat healthy, people want to know how can you make vegan food delicious, and if you show up to that market, there's so much good food that you think, what, there's no meat in this? Like it's really good.
It's insane, and how people are, or how everything is changing, even on the island, because in the States it was like already like 5 years ago it was the trend. And we and we always, like on the island, we always get something like a little later on.
So that's for sure.
The trend comes on a little later, but I'm very happy that how everything is like evolving into that part.
No, for sure. And like just not even with that, but like also eating local produce. I mean, a few years ago, people were probably not even thinking about it. They just bought what they bought at the supermarket. But now more and more you see people wanting to go to farmers. Like there's a group of farmers that have markets open on Saturdays. And people wait for that day to just go buy their produce. By us, we're open Monday through Friday selling local produce. So people come and they appreciate your effort, and they also know it's healthier.
Exactly.
Instead of buying something that took like 2-3 weeks to get here.
And still looks good. It's kind of suspicious. So in the meaning of like farmers, how's the farmer community on the island? How are you guys communicating and all those stuff?
So there's quite a lot of farmers. I think not as many in the sense of like putting themselves out there as like a location for you to come. Like us, you have Nos Kunuku, you have Plantage Brakaput. Like those are more on social media, like showing people where they can buy stuff. But then there's a whole group of other farmers that are just doing it, as their livelihood, selling to supermarkets, making their money like that. but you don't see those.
Yeah.
You don't hear from them.
No.
Maybe sometimes you see them in the back of the supermarkets barking at their whole truck full of vegetables.
Yeah.
But yeah, the farming community is pretty big,
Yeah.
but you only see a few of them. Like
The
people,
main.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like we get tourists as well. They're like, oh, I didn't know there were farms here or something like that. But yeah, if you drive around, you see windmills everywhere. Like that's either where farms used to be
Yeah,
or
exactly.
where farms are still. So
Yeah. True. But in coming back to like the Hofi Cas Cora, why did you guys got into or got into not? Why did you guys? Oh, fuck. Word.
yeah.
Why did you guys got into animals too, like goats and all that? Because you guys have the love for animals in general. Or
Yeah, I mean, on the property there were like stables and stalls
Yeah?
and all these things already. They were a bit broken down, so we had to fix them up a bit.
Yeah.
But it used to be a milk farm, so
Okay.
there used to be cows,
Shit.
like in the, I don't know what, the 70s.
Shit.
There used to be cows, like hundreds of cows, milk production. So
Yeah.
like they'd have like the milking, the bottling, the like delivering everywhere. So it was a big operation. So
Yeah.
everything was already there. And then you have a farm. So what do? You get a sheep. You get another sheep. So we had a few sheep in the beginning, and then I was like, I really like donkeys are like pretty cool animals. Like I really like donkeys. And I was joking around with my friends and stuff, and they're like, all right, that's cool, man. Do your thing. And then one day, one of my friends shows up
With a donkey.
with a donkey. And that's how it all started. Like, they were driving on the road, and there was a baby donkey just, like, running in between traffic.
Oh,
like,
man.
yeah, pretty dangerous.
Yeah, exactly.
So they asked around the neighborhood. They said, like, hey, whose donkey's this? Like, it's going to get killed here.
Yeah.
And then everybody's like, no, man, like, take it, because something's going to happen to it. It's going to be a sad story. So,
Yeah, true.
and now, that was our first donkey. And then people start saying, oh, you rescue animals? I'm
There we go, yeah.
Not
No.
really, but, oh, we have another donkey. It's tied to a rope here and there.
Jesus.
It looks kind of sad. All right, just bring her over. That donkey ended up being pregnant already. So then you get another one.
Donkey farm.
Yeah. And then people also start like, yeah, hey, I have this duck on like the street. Like,
Yeah.
what do I do with it? I'm like, I don't know. Keep it, do something. But then we end up taking it in, and yeah, that's a bit how it started. Like goats too, and like goat packs, like when they go through the Mondi and
Yeah.
stuff, like when there's babies that are a bit sick or not like the best health, they'll leave them behind and they'll keep going. So
Gotcha. Yeah.
a lot of people see those too, and then they're like, oh, we got to rescue this goat. And okay, where can we drop it after we like bring it to the vet? And oh, maybe Hofi Cas Cora wants
Let's do
one.
it.
So
Yeah. Now
that's
you guys
how
are
it
like a
built.
whole gang of goats right now.
Yeah, so that's how it started. Also with pigs, and I mean we have a little bit of everything.
Yeah, nice. But do you guys let the goats out to walk around, or no, or not on the farm because they will eat the crops, right?
So we let the donkeys and stuff. We'll let them go out grazing only when we're around, because like you turn around and they'll eat all your crops if you're not there. So
Yeah.
so we do that. In farming, like there's a lot of weeding, so you have to like take out the grass and
Yeah.
everything. So we feed that
To
to
the-
the animals.
Gotcha.
When we harvest sweet potato, there's a bunch of sweet potato leaves that we feed them.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, the pigs are also there for like the restaurant scraps. They eat everything.
Yeah,
so.
it's just like a cycle. It's a
Yeah,
cycle. Yeah,
yeah.
nice. So, for this year, what's the plans for this year if you want to?
So we get a lot of requests for volunteering, and people just want to give a helping hand, or like maybe part-time once a week, twice a week
Yeah.
to come help out on the farm. And I wanted to focus on that this year, because I always say, yeah, let's go, but I don't have that infrastructure
Yeah,
yet, like
gotcha.
that. I'm so busy doing all these things, and then I'll say yes, but then I'm busy with something I can't, and then it just gets a bit confusing. And yeah, so what I'm busy with now is just setting up a location on the property next to the farm where I can like have a nice space to like bring people in,
Yeah.
give them a little insight of what we do,
Exactly.
explain what we're gonna do that day, and then we go in the farm and we
Nice.
do some work.
Maybe I'll join once.
Yeah,
If
that'd be good. Once it's ready, up and ready, I'll let you know.
Do I need to like wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning?
Depends now.
No. Okay.
Now, like for me, the earlier out there, the better, because
The sun.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
just way too hot after 11 o'clock. Like
Yeah.
you can't be out there. It's just so what we do is we wake up at 6. Doesn't mean we go straight out at 6, but we like wake up, drink your coffee,
Yeah.
get ready, and then hopefully before 7 you're out there. Then you have a good 3 hours to like do some work, 3-4 hours, and then we go do other work. But
Okay.
like it's just the morning time. It's when we're harvesting, when we're fixing the fields, when we're doing irrigation, like all that's all happening in the morning.
Gotcha.
So if we have volunteers, it's probably going to be from like either 7, 8 till 10, 10:30.
Dope. No, dope.
Yeah.
And I saw that you guys are selling or are making too, jams and pickling and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
that was your question. I didn't answer that.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, so that's also in the whole farming aspect, like when you're making or when you're selling produce to clients, like people like to see beautiful eggplants. They like to see beautiful bunches of kale, but sometimes or a lot of times they're not as beautiful as you predict. Like they're just growing. Like some grow ugly, some grow nice. So for the restaurant, we just grab whatever we have and we make dishes with them. So let's say we have a field and the kale is not looking so nice, so then we'll take all that kale, we'll either make kale pesto, we'll try to make other products, incorporate it in a dish. So yeah, that helps a lot, because if not, it would go to the pigs. And now we're giving it a second chance, making products that are still delicious, but the crops that people don't want to buy to cook with, we'll make something and still make them eat it. So
No, nice, man.
Ask for the paper plane at your favorite bar.
So in the farming itself, what if you like when you see people farming? What's the number one mistake that you also did that you like that you can say to people like help people out by not doing?
There's a lot of mistakes, but I can't really point something specifically, but to just, feel it out. Like when we started, we did, let's say, a whole field of sweet potato, like a huge field.
Jesus.
We're like, right, let's go. We're planting now. Like we did a whole big field without taking into consideration how long it will take to grow, the harvest period before they start rotting underground. So we lost quite a bit in that. So maybe planning is a good one. Like just like figure out, learn about all different crops, how long they take to grow, how long you can harvest.
Exactly.
Because that's every year we're getting better at that. And so like for the whole consistency of the farming, we'll plant string beans today, and then in 2 to 3 weeks we'll plant again. Because once you start harvesting and it starts finishing and it's getting old, the crop, it won't produce as good. So then you have to have something ready. So you just got to keep being on point.
in farming itself, because it's for some people, like for to plan like beforehand, like what you're gonna plant.
Hmm.
It's kind of hard, or not hard. It's like the easy part is just put it into the ground
Yeah.
and see it harvest, and then like pull it
Yeah.
out, and then like, okay, I got something, you know.
Yeah, but then like also another thing is like there's more modern practices in farming that I think a lot of people in Curacao aren't into yet because it's still very old school. It's an old school profession.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what you would say, but it's like an ancient thing. So
Yeah.
people only know certain old techniques.
Exactly.
But just like any industry, any business, there's always innovations. There's always new things. So I also follow those trends to see what's gonna make my life easier farming wise.
Okay, dope.
And that's a key thing. Like being efficient on the farm is important because you don't want to spend too much time doing something which you could have easily bought this tool or that tool, got it done in like 2 seconds, so you can go focus on something else.
Exactly. And in there, like we're on an already topic of farming, like about eco farming. How do you think about that? Like the farming, like with the dome and everything. That's eco farming. Yeah, right. I remember.
I mean, more like greenhouse farming.
Greenhouse farming, yeah, like that.
Yeah, I mean that's.
Does it work on the island? That's the question. Like,
I personally haven't gotten into that. Like, I haven't done a lot of research, but I don't know if you mean like controlled environment farming.
yeah,
Like,
something like that. Yeah.
it's doable, but it's also very costly. So, I went to a farmer course in New York, or a conference, and just learned about what they do there. And then you walk into this like massive greenhouse, and then they start explaining to you like, and you see like every inch of that greenhouse is planted. There's no like space open. Like you got to make sure that you're planting consistently because they're in New York, so it gets cold, so they have to heat the tunnel or heat the greenhouses during the winter. And the greenhouse cost them maybe, I don't know, $500,000 or
Jesus.
a few $100,000, and per month to operate it also cost them like $20,000, $15,000. So maybe not specifically that amount, but just like an idea. So whatever you're doing in that greenhouse, you got to be making that money and more. So
Exactly. Yeah.
you just got to like plan it out, do everything, and keep having things to harvest, because once you don't and you have 1 month with nothing in there,
You're bankrupt.
yeah, pretty much.
No, dope. No, nice. So, man, it was very informative podcast.
Cool. Yeah.
And if people have any questions, do you prefer them to pass on by or hit you guys up on social media, Hofi Cas Cora?
Yeah, so I think better, get in contact with us via Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah.
See, because I'm pretty sure once I announce that whole volunteer thing as well, like I'll publish it there.
Yeah.
And then hopefully a few people will like join.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I'll be one of them maybe.
Cool.
We'll see. And in the market wise, I didn't ask you that before we finish it off. How's everything going in the market? Is it busy? People are still coming. People coming to.
Yeah. So the marketplace that we opened up, it's it's a cafe / shop.
Okay. Yeah.
So we have all local produce, our own produce. We kind of branded it as like a zero waste concept.
Yeah.
So you bring your own bags, bring your own jars. We have like a fill station for different products, different local people making things too. We sell that. And the cafe is just like a little part on the side. You can come, you can eat, have a coffee, try some dishes with our produce. And it's going pretty good. It's open from 10:30 till 6, so we're there all day. And it's also good because like making those jams, doing all those things, like it takes time.
Sure.
So when it's downtime, we're always working, we're always doing things, making new products, thinking of new ideas. But yeah, I really enjoy
Yeah. No, dope.
also the feedback we're getting from it. So
Yeah, it's a nice place. I've been there
yeah.
a few times. So,
Cool.
and one last question. So last time you guys made a competition with the jam.
Hmm.
Are you guys gonna do that for the bartenders? Just for the bartenders watching?
Yeah. We have at least my wife. She's super creative and like just making things out of nothing, and
Yeah.
then I'm pretty sure she'll work on something again because it was fun. It was
Yeah, it
good
was
to
fun.
like get a little interaction with people, and
True.
like sometimes we'll have products or produce that we have a lot of it, so it's like,
Mhm.
right, we got to think of something to do. We've done it before with restaurants too, or like, right,
Oh,
we have
really?
eggplant, like make a
Shit.
dish of eggplant. We had a few years back tomato palooza, like
Yeah,
carousel.
I competed in that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, yeah.
That was tough because
Yeah, it
dang,
was like, I
making-
imagine it was, who won? It was, I think, Kumi
I think it was.
or Wesley? No, Wesley?
It was a while ago. I have to
Yeah,
go
it
back
was-
look
yeah,
on
yeah.
social media. But that's like something we enjoy doing. It wasn't our own tomatoes, but it was the island had a lot of local tomatoes growing,
true.
and instead of like supermarkets weren't buying them anymore because
True.
they already had imported, and the local ones were too much, so they were just going to waste.
Yeah.
The farmer or the company that was doing it called us and asked us, "Hey, do you guys need tomatoes?" And we're like, "Yeah, we'll take like a few kilos." And they're like, "What do you want? Not, don't you want like 50 kilos?" I'm like, "No." So then Fahmy started thinking of like, okay, what can we do? Like, let's just make a competition out of it.
Yeah, that's nice.
Let's tell all the restaurants, do something,
Yeah.
and then we'll have an event, and then we'll have like a little, see who has the best dish. And it was a success. And
Yeah.
maybe we'll do stuff like that in the future, and
Sure.
like the bartender competition, like
Yeah.
it's fun
It would be
to
nice.
see what people do.
Yeah, how they think of
Yeah.
ways to make something delicious. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Man, thank you very much for joining me on this podcast.
Cool. Thanks for having me.
No, all the pleasure is mine. Pleasure is mine. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Thank you. Guys, thank you very much for joining us on this podcast. See you guys next time. Deuces.